And we are live. Sunday Night with Those Guys, and Sunday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those Guys. What's up, Herman? How are you, man?
What's up?
Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah, it's Sunday. It's down here in good old Miami.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah. At least you can get away for the weekend. Brother like me got to stay in the hood.
Well, I came out here actually for a little family thing, a birthday party for my sister's godmother.
Okay.
Her 90th birthday.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah.
Milestone.
Okay. What's up, SJM Drones? Scott, Jack Rabbit, FPV.
Jack Rabbit. What's up, Scott?
How are you guys? Hope all is well. Happy Sunday to everyone. Welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. You know the deal. We do a little bit of drone talk, a little bit of this. Jack Rabbit's driving. Okay, so do not text and drive.
Unless you got one of those phones, you can speak your messages and.
Yes. Or one of the cars where you press the microphone and it turns from speech to text. But anyway, thanks for coming in.
It kind of got cold over here.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Well, I had the air conditioner on in here, but outside is unbearable.
It's sweltering.
I was down by South Beach earlier.
Right.
And it's hot. It was hot. It was hot. You know what's funny about that? South Beach is one strange place because okay, you know Florida, it's hot. Florida is where they invented humidity.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And everybody wants to run to Florida and walk up and down in South Beach and stuff like that. And it's funny because it's so hot and humid, but everybody's drinking alcohol.
That's funny. That's funny because
it's hot and humid and everybody's drinking alcohol.
It's hot, even hotter the next 2 days. Well, according to the New York City weather people, they claim starting Tuesday, from Tuesday to Friday, it's going to be in the 90s here.
Well, you remember when, what was it? Right after, I think it was after the South Florida drone meetup, or I'm trying to remember where. I mean, we got back here, it wasn't so bad. But when we got back to New York, it wasn't so bad. But leaving, I'm trying to remember, I was weird, and I went, by the time I got back to New York, was even hotter than where I was at.
That's happened to me one time. I went to Disney, and when we came back from Disney, it was a heat wave. Came back in
the middle of a heat wave. Yeah.
In fact, when we went, it was during the July 4th weekend. And this was like 9 years ago. When we got down there, it was hot. It was everything. Got off the plane, it was even hotter than Florida. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you know what? When it was last year, we went to Orlando. And we were at, what was that? Islands of Adventure? And it rained. Oh, it rained and it stopped a little bit, and you get on one ride, then it rained again. And it was going on the whole day. And that's when I had the little scooter in the park.
Oh, okay.
And I was going from bar to bar.
Scooting and driving, huh?
Yeah, I was like,
Get out the way. Get out the way, right? All you need was a boombox saying, "Move, get out the way." That's what's up, though. I miss Florida. I like Florida. I'm just glad I don't live there.
Yeah. Listen. I think if I lived in Florida, I'm eventually going to take a trip to the hospital for dehydration.
I'm more than sure of it too, and I'm naturally I'm dehydrated all the time. I take vitamin D for that reason. But anyway,
they invented humidity in Florida.
Yeah.
And then they boxed it up and shipped it out to other places.
Well, when we were down there in July, we were told, "Oh man, you're going down during the hottest." The hottest time?
Yes, any time of the summer is the worst time to be in Florida.
They said you're going down during the hottest time. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, it rains every day around the same time, and
And it's extremely hot.
between 2 and 4 p.m. it rained.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stopped, and then everything got steamy, and it got even hotter. Hey, what's up, Michael Blades? How are you, man?
What's funny? A couple of years ago, well, yeah, about a year or so ago, yeah, about almost 2 years, maybe. No, I would say a year ago. I went to buy a bag for my camera.
Right.
And I had purchased something, and I was like, you know what? I don't like the bag. So I took it back to B&H.
Right.
One of the bags that the lady at B&H was showing me was not sufficient for what I wanted to do. Because you know how I have the bag, I have everything in it. The Ronin, everything, every little knick-knack and every little gadget that you could possibly need is in that bag.
Right.
One of the bags I was looking at for carrying my camera and a couple other things, and I could probably fit a drone in it or two, was much smaller, and I turned down the bag because it wasn't something I could fit the Ronin and everything in. So I just went and bought the bag today.
Hey, Drone Views, what's good, man?
And I'll tell you why I bought the bag today.
Why?
Because you see how I have the what's that? The Sonoma backpack. I tell you, it's a good run and gun bag if I got the Mavic 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can throw a camera body and a lens in there and call it a day. I can't hold a tripod in that.
Right.
But with this other bag, I can throw the camera and everything, the lenses, a couple of lenses in there, and I can put the table tripod in there. And I probably could fit some other things. I wish I had it today.
Wow.
So I ran out and bought it.
You know, it's funny, you go on a trip somewhere and you're supposed to come back with less stuff, but you wind up coming back with more.
Well, you see what happened, right? They did me real dirty at the airport.
What happened?
Trying to condense stuff. They x-rayed my bag. I told them, I said, my camera's in the bag.
Right.
They x-rayed the bag. Then she had a fit and pulled everything out of the bag and gave it back to me after they scanned it again and put it through the what do you call it? And give me 2 bins with all of my shit spilled through all over it.
Yeah,
I had to repack my bag at the airport.
You saw how they did me. They did me dirty too. They took out all the batteries. The drones.
But they didn't do that the last time we went.
Yeah, I know. Leaving New York, we didn't have a problem. JSK, what's good, man?
No, but what I'm saying is, we didn't have a problem leaving New York, and we didn't have a problem leaving West Palm Beach.
Right.
I had a problem leaving New York this time.
That's crazy. That means
and American Airlines is the worst.
It's not. It can't be any worse than JetBlue.
No, it's the worst. Just call it the American Canning Company.
It's a can of garbage.
It's the American Canning Company. You sit in it like this.
Yeah. Sardines.
Can you get that? Can you reach my money in my pocket? Can you reach it? Money's right over.
That's what it is.
Right. It's tight like that in there.
That's messed up, man. I've never been on American, but I do know one thing. JetBlue did their thing when we went to Florida.
Hold on, watch this. And then the lady says, can you keep the aisle in front of you clear? People need to be able to walk through here. I'm like, what, are you kidding me? In front of me.
Are you serious? You on an aisle or something? Or you were in a row?
No, the way the seats are situated, the people they can walk in between the seats.
Oh, you got to be kidding me!
So you're facing how I'm facing the camera.
Yeah.
Where I'm sitting is a screen. There's a screen on the wall in front of me with somebody sitting on the other side of this wall because I can see their head through the opening in the wall.
Wow.
The walkway right here People
Yeah.
can walk through there and go around on the side.
What kind of crap is that?
I don't know. It's just how it's designed. Then they had they listen. You could pay a lot of money as an adult to get a cubby on a plane. Well, American Airlines seen grown people in a cubby.
Yeah. Did you see what SJM put? This last year I got stopped at the airport. My wife had put her hair straighteners in my drone bag. Security held them up and asked if they were mine. I just pointed to my head. It said not a hair on it. You know what? Some of the airports, they do their job half-ass, and some airports do their.
Listen, you know what the problem is?
What?
They are part of the paranoia squad. One dude
Yeah.
one dude with a smoking shoe caused this shit all over the country. One dude with a smoking shoe. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep that in mind.
Have you heard about the New York news, drone news, New York City drone news? Last night there was a Mets game. Last night there was a Yankee game. It was reported that
what them guys do now.
New York Yankees say the police are investigating what appeared to be a drone that was spotted flying over right field at Yankee Stadium. And
don't you believe it?
Oh, no, we got video footage.
It
says NJ.com published a video of the flashing green light over, which FYI, he floated over right field and around the park for 15 minutes, while the Yankees smacked Boston 14-1.
Now, did you contact Jose to find out if he had anything to do with that?
Listen, no, I didn't. I didn't contact him. But I did tell my nephew 9 times out of 10, they probably know that drone pilot, or we're in the same drone, or we're in the same drone group.
Did you check the drone task force? See if they know anything about it.
To see if they got anything about it. But this is the video right here. This is the drone. Hold on, let me mute the speaker. We don't need sound. But as the person zooms out, you can see the mannerisms. The blinking lights. He's descending.
I don't see no drone.
All you see is a blinking light, right?
Right.
Well, the way it maneuvered after about a minute or two of hanging here, this was during the 7th inning stretch. You know how they show the fans and stuff, to entertain people. But it was reported. People recorded it on their cell phones. My only thing is, you know how many police are around Yankee Stadium when there's not a game. So imagine when there is a game, how many police officers are around there. Okay. Now, once again,
police are right up the street.
Right. You mean to tell me whoever? Now, see, it's moving now, right? But you mean to tell me whoever was flying this drone? Now, whoever had this phone, this cell phone sucked. It must have been an iPhone. Had to be, because it's going in and out of focus. They got to keep putting quarters in it to keep it.
I'm saying, and
it did not have a strobe
apparently
on it.
Only the person that filmed this saw this. This wasn't filmed by the stadium.
No, this was not filmed by the stadium. This was filmed by NJ.com, who was reporting the game.
Because if the stadium had put cameras on this, you would have been able to see it.
Oh, you would have been able to probably read the letters if it had numbers on it, too.
Well, that's what I told you when we did the cameras and stuff in that building.
Well, he's flying off right here.
You can't do anything in there and get away with it. Don't put your nose in those stadiums because they can see you.
Right. But I just thought that it was weird that with all the police, hey, Ray Kelly, what's up? With all the police around Yankee Stadium and supposedly they were supposed to have, hey, Max there, supposedly they're supposed to have drone tech at these stadiums. Whether it's working,
I don't think so.
Well, whatever was going on, they could not identify the drone and tell where it came from.
I don't think that these stadiums have that.
Max Air DJI sucks too. What's good,
Okay.
Max Air? Hope you and Tammy Jean are doing well. Um,
I don't think that that those places have
no,
any drone
at
technology.
least not yet.
I mean, I no, I don't. Let's be honest with ourselves. What would be the need for a stadium to have drone tech?
Well, during special events, you don't want it filmed like this one. This fool, whoever he was.
See, but that goes back to my argument before. It's okay to fly the drone at a high school football game. It's okay to fly the drone at a Division 3 football game, but you mainly specifically say Major League Baseball, NFL football, and NCAA 1A sports, which means that you are trying to preserve television rights, not
Right.
safety, nothing else but television rights to that broadcast.
Well,
So
yeah, go ahead.
let's be honest with ourselves. What would be the reason why a stadium would spend that kind of money on something that they really don't need?
You have a valid point,
That
but
drone was out there over, if it was a drone, was out there over right field and didn't bother anyone. It sat there.
true.
More people are annoyed about the fact that it's there and it shouldn't be,
Right. That's what
not
it
the
is.
fact that it did
That's what
anything.
it is. You're 100% right about that because JSK says, isn't there a no-fly zone, right? But JSK, let me tell you something. There are people in New York that are selling
The
hacks for DJI drones so they don't have to worry about no-fly zones and all of that stuff. Now, the law
they
is 2 hours before a game and 2 hours after a game, you're not supposed to fly the stadium.
Right, but they never on the map set up a TFR for that. So it's
True,
just taken into
true.
consideration that you would have respected.
Right, right. But I'm hoping they find who it is and make an example out of
Honestly,
them.
if I owned the stadium, I wouldn't waste my money on drone tech.
I hear you.
Because the only time it means anything is when we need to make a show for the
Right.
news and all that other shit. Because we
Which
report this nonsense all the time. Super
which is
Bowl.
it which is
Super Bowl.
exactly
We're arresting drone pilots for flying a fucking dome. Are you
yeah,
kidding me?
yeah, yeah.
Are
And,
you
and
kidding
and there's
me?
other important issues in the world out there.
The game is going on inside. It's
Right.
just as dumb to fly it. Don't get me wrong. It's just as dumb to fly it because it's indoors. A couple of Super Bowls ago, then they had pilots flying the fucking what was that? What was that? Mercedes? That dome there? Couple guys got arrested for that. Why? Why? If the game's inside, you can't see anything. Can't see the players warm up.
I know, right?
Nothing.
You're 100% right about that.
I
I
don't know.
do. I have to agree, but it's just funny that we here in New York with the hundreds, no, I'm not even say hundreds, with thousands of drone pilots in New York
Mhm.
alone. And we're talking in the 5 boroughs. We're not even talking outside of New York, but the metropolitan area. We don't have incidents like this all the time, but I expect it to start happening a little more and
But
more.
then, but then also, here's the next thing. Everybody knows, and everybody makes a big deal about, oh, the geofencing with DJI. If it was truly a TFR, if it was truly a TFR,
Yeah,
a true TFR, would the drone even take off?
true. This is very, very true.
Because for some god unknown reason, during Fleet Week, they make sure they shut it down.
You're right. They made sure nobody flew. And they shut down the whole New York Harbor, the East River, all of that. Wherever there was a ship,
So
they shut
unless you
down.
got some kind of hocus pocus going on with your drone, it should not take off if it's DJI. So if it takes off, fly. Isn't that what not everybody says about DJI? If it takes off, fly.
True.
If not, you can't.
That's true. Well, we got to do some flying uptown last night, so it was kind of interesting. My thing is arm and go, right, Max Air? That's exactly it. On FPV, we don't worry about these things. Just arm and go. But what do you think
Still,
about the
but it's still the
restrictions
same
on
thing.
drones?
It's the same. It's still the same restrictions.
No, I understand, but what do you think? I was watching an argument on Facebook. It wasn't an argument, more like a debate going back and forth. And one guy was
Mhm.
saying that they hope they draw and quarter the drone pilot, and the other pilot was saying you shouldn't do it to the drone pilot. The fact that there are so many restrictions on drones alone, when you could fly a paraglider over the stadium, even though
Mhm.
you're not supposed to, and he'll get in less trouble than you flying your drone over a stadium.
Yeah, they have a whole lot less restrictions. And it's funny because um the other day I had the opportunity to go to a little event that they had before I left. Sony Air Peaks.
Yes, yes, I
I
wanted to
went
hear
to the
about that.
Sony Air Peak event and was talking with a couple of the pilots over there from Sony, and they're all 107 pilots, and
And
then
where
but they're
did they
not from
have this
they're not
event?
they're not from the New York area. At Calvert Vox Park, they had it at Calvert Vox Park. It was hosted by the Rotor Club out there.
Right.
Uh, it was nice little event. Like I said, Air Peaks. The guys from Air Peaks came out. They brought out two of the drones, and they did a couple of demonstrations. They put the drone up about 3 times for some
Okay.
demonstrations, and then we got to kind of talk a little bit with some of the pilots. That was kind of hard because they're very busy, but I managed to get a couple of words in with one of the pilots. So
Okay.
I got a little video of me talking with one of the pilots. I'm gonna try to put together something so that you can see it. But they did a little demonstration. They gave out some little little souvenirs to whoever showed up. They did real nice. But it's funny. I listened to them talking about like what they have to go through with shipping their drones around.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, he took the drone to FedEx to have FedEx ship the drone. And he was talking to the guy and telling the guy, is like, yo, listen, can you can you tag the box and for it to go? And the guy was like, yeah, I'll take care of it. He goes, you know what? I'm gonna change my mind on shipping it. I'll just take it on the plane because
Hmm.
he goes, I was afraid that that guy was going to take it on the hand truck into the next room, put it down, and just leave it there, wait for somebody else to handle it.
Wow. No, that
He
makes
said, then
sense.
he said, then we'd be here in New York with no drone.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm glad. Hey, Bill, what's up? I'm glad you got a chance to speak with those guys and see that drone in action.
It was
One I
fun.
want to see.
That drone is serious.
Yeah.
That Sony Air Peak, yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
a serious drone.
Well, we know it's
Serious.
not geared towards the average.
Here's what I like about that drone.
Huh.
And it's one of the things that they mentioned to me. And it's a feature that's in the software of the drone. Let's
Right.
say you're flying this way and you're moving at say like let's say 25 miles an hour,
Okay.
and you're moving this way and you turn and you get hit with wind coming this way. It can compensate and keep you at that 25-mile-an-hour speed without tilting the drone down and pushing.
Okay. That's great.
I thought that was interesting. The motors spin up to give you more. It doesn't lean forward and starts fighting.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It stays the way it's supposed to because it adjusts as it's flying.
She has the same footprint as an Inspire
Okay.
and can carry a lot more weight.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Everyone
Well,
seems to be into payloads.
they had a Sony Alpha camera on it. One of the Alpha series cameras on it.
Yeah, that's one of those
Yeah.
big brick.
So you're
And
talking about I think he had on the gimbal 5 pounds,
okay,
the camera and the lens.
damn, that's a hell of a gimbal to be moving around and swinging 5 pounds. Like
He
now,
brought it
is it a
down.
fix? Is it a fixed or is it like the Inspire? You can 360 it or
Yeah, you could turn the thing. You can
okay,
drop. He can. Okay. Flies just like your Inspire.
Okay,
You
gotcha.
can drop down to the ground with that $6,000 worth of camera and bring it down across, and it comes right across eating grass.
Well, you said they did 3 different demonstrations, right?
Yeah, it was one he ran into to this column, the drone.
Oh, get out.
Yeah,
Did the
but it was
drone
fine.
survive?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
It was fine. They put it back up.
Okay. Well, I really wanted to make it, but I was stuck home waiting for packages. And when you had told me, I was like, shoot, get a chance to see the air peak? Hell yeah. And I know it was hot as a mother out there too.
What?
Because it was hot where I was, and where I was, it was sweltering. So I could imagine further inland.
There's no shade on the airfield at Calvert.
I know.
No shade.
Sun beaming.
And you can't stand on the grass. You have to stand on the concrete.
Right, which reflects the sun.
They put up tents, and it was still hot.
Yeah,
they
I
were
can believe it.
giving away water.
Oh, they were giving away water? But at least they were doing that, man. Shoot. They don't want
water.
They don't want nobody passing out at their event.
You know what I thought was funny? Some lady, she came from so far away, she said. She goes, I had to take the bus to the train, then switch to another train, then catch the bus when I got off. I was like, whoa.
That's how, believe it or not, that's how I had to get to Calvert one time. I had to take 2 trains and a bus to get there. And then still get off the bus. And you know where the park starts? The bus makes that left turn.
From.
The bus does 26. Right, yeah, it's about a quarter-mile walk.
You got to walk from 26.
Yeah.
No, but then you got to walk to the back to the water.
Right, from the bus stop to the park is a quarter-mile, and then the park, from the beginning of the park to the back, is a little bit past I'd say maybe a half-mile.
She asked the guys from Sony, how can I buy one of these?
Wow. That must have been impressive. I wish I could go and ask to buy a $6,000 drone.
The guy said, I don't know if you want one of these.
Hey, Curtis.
Hey, Curtis, what's going on?
How are you, man? Long time no see. Glad to see you're still around, wondering what you're doing. I got some questions for you. I need to hit you up, Curtis, on Facebook, man.
Oh yeah, he does.
There's some tech questions.
Oh, you know what I meant to tell you too, Lawrence?
Huh?
And I found out something from Best Buy.
What's that?
Oh, that because of the Total Tech membership,
right?
Anything that I need done with the computer and stuff like that, I can have them come to the house and hook it up.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And we're not talking about the Deek Squad, not Geek Squad, the Deek Squad. That's completely different. That's completely different department, right?
No, those are the people I'm talking about. Because of the Total Tech program, they'll come out and hook up anything you need.
Now, see, that's what's up. So they'll install something for you, and yeah. Well, hey, Draymond, what's good? Curtis Dart. I need to hit you up probably tomorrow morning, your time, around 9 a.m. If you're not working or whatever, maybe, or I'll hit you later, Curtis. But I have some real serious tech problems, and I know you should be able to point me in the right direction.
I know Curtis drives, unless he's still driving the truck.
All I can say,
the truck, Curtis?
Did I see your link? No.
Curtis.
Somebody sent. I don't know how he sent the link, unless I didn't receive. No, I didn't receive any link or anything. But it actually looks like it's cloudy here in New York. But they say from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be 93, 94, whatever the weather's going to be here in New York. And and then the weather lady has nerve to say on Thursday it's going to cool down to 90. So
I got the truck in the shop, Lawrence.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
I got the truck in the shop.
Congratulations. I won't be able to recognize you now because you'll be shining down the block.
they're painting it, and I'm getting some super thrusters and stuff put in there, supercharger, and get it going.
Yeah, get out. Now I'm not going to be able to recognize the Jeep, the truck.
So if you ever see or hear an Escalade near you sounding like a Mustang,
Sound
that's
like
me.
whoa, 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 like that. Like it got the old school headers on it.
I'm thinking about changing out all of that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yes, Curtis Dart, it involves OBS and Stream Deck and stuff like that. The tech stuff. But I'll hit you up tomorrow around brunch.
His computer is smoking, Curtis.
It's going to be, yeah, Curtis. My computer is really, really. Harley FPV, what's up, man?
Harley.
That's Greg, right? Yeah, Greg.
Yeah.
Harley FPV, okay.
You remember Harley? Harley. Cool
I
dude
got
with
a
the
funny
glasses.
ass video. It's pimp keep track. What?
What?
I got a I got a funny ass video. It's a pimp keeping track of his hose with the drone downtown Seattle. Wow. Wow.
I guess if you could count cattle and stuff like that, I guess.
Listen. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
You remember they had the video we did talked about they used the drones to count the cattle.
So
Yeah.
right,
What's the difference?
we have done stories on that,
What's
right?
the difference? As long as the drone can see if you got the software, you could classify all of them by their birthmarks and stuff.
Stop. It just identify the different hairs,
Birthmark, hairdos,
the different weave.
Right.
The different weave, because if they all have different hairstyles, you can categorize them. You can count them.
Right. You can even use this software to keep a track of the because how they did with the cows, the software measure the cows and keep track of their health and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll know if a cow is losing weight.
Wow.
This sounds so bad.
Hold on. Curtis wants to share that link. Let him share that link real quick, and then we're back to non-mods. Anyway, happy Sunday to you guys. Welcome to Sunday nights with those guys. As soon as Curtis puts the link, I'll
hold on a second. I gotta grab something real quick.
Go ahead. Well, those of you who live here in the New York City area, I mentioned earlier that there was a drone seen over the Yankee Stadium last night for about 15 minutes. I pray that it's nobody I know in any of these Facebook groups, but as many drone pilots as there are here in New York City, Curtis is done, man. Well, let's put it this way. I'm pretty sure that drone pilot is in at least one of the hundreds of drone groups that I'm in. All right. Or a double for me, bro.
What happened?
Or a double for me. It says, oops, something went wrong. Let's go back. I cannot, hold on. Let me see, go back to the chat. Let's go back here. Copy. I'm trying to copy the link because what happens is while you're live streaming, they will not let you, something went wrong. Site cannot be reached, man. Curtis, send it to me on Messenger.
What do you do?
Send it to me on Messenger. Because it's not, while live streaming, it will not let me go to another window and play that video. It's telling me, oops, something happened. Yeah.
Oh.
I'd be interested to see how that worked out, Herman.
What?
You know that? actual pimp monitoring his women with the I find that so amusing.
Well,
Hold on. You know what? Let me see if I can find it real quick while we go squirrel.
well, when you talk about it the way we were talking about it, don't sound so good.
Right.
Okay,
What happened?
I'm looking at the video now.
You're looking at it. Yeah, see, I can't
Mm-hmm.
see it. I definitely can't see it. Hey, show, what's good? Herman is on the wrong side of the screen. Herman is in Miami. Hold on, I just got a thing from Facebook Messenger. Let's see. That's Curtis that sent me the link. Yeah, here we go. Wow, just give me a chance to set this up. You know how they got the commercial. Now, this is really, really, I'm going to just show it briefly and then you guys can watch really, but I got it here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pimp watching his women with drones. That's crazy. Look how close he is to this line right here. She's got to hear this.
Well, I'm quite sure they all see it or know it's there.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless he's using the mini.
Right. In which case,
they wouldn't be able to hear it.
But imagine that. He can watch his women on the stroll from via drone.
You know what?
And look how low this is. This would get a lot of people in trouble.
But I'm looking at this video and I'm like, what street is that they're on the wide open like that?
Yeah, exactly. But if he's watching this girl walk the stroller, that's like amazing. This is crazy.
You see that? You're asking for trouble with something like this in New York on the open wide like that.
Yeah,
on such a busy street.
Yeah, but my thing is, okay, he's watching his women and stuff like that. You guys got to watch the rest of it on your own. I will share the link in the chat again. But that's amazing. Look at what.
So Curtis, did they object to you flying the drone over them like that?
What's that? Oh, Aurora Avenue, he says, Herman. Curtis says it's Aurora Avenue. Michael Blade says it's a hoedown.
Yeah, but Curtis, did the girls object to you flying the drones over them like that?
Well, the fact that he was flying so low, you guys are pimping now, Mr. J's RC. No, we were just showing a story, man. I'm back, had to step out for a second. Well, this is the show of what people are doing with the drone. There's the video. It's a pimp watching his women via drone. The street is kind of famous for this kind of activity, show says.
Listen,
Herman.
All I know is that I asked Curtis if he was still driving the truck, and this came up. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I asked. I asked Curtis if he was still driving the truck, and this video comes up.
Could you imagine? Hey, Adventure, what's
not
up?
Not a bad business change, Curtis.
Play the last part. She's walking down the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be kidding me. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Walking down the middle of the street.
Let me go back to it. Hold on. Share. Wait a minute. Share screen.
Watch out for the bus or the truck, Dick.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Now she's just standing in the middle of the street.
This is crazy. This is literally crazy. And he's watching her with his drone.
Yeah, watch. She's going to come out and walk up the middle of the street.
I'm glad this live stream is 18. I'm glad this live stream is an 18 plus live stream.
Watch. She's going to walk up the middle of the street when she comes out.
Wow. That's crazy. The police told her to stop obstructing the traffic. This
Not to get out of there and stop doing what she's doing, but
right,
not to
right.
obstruct the traffic. I hear you.
Oh my goodness. I anyway, it, it
I
it's
hear
the,
you.
now the story is voluptuous evictions dominate Aurora Avenue, Seattle, Washington. Okay. Okay.
All
What I
right.
mean, what could I say?
Hey,
That's crazy.
looked like it was
20
like in the
bucks
middle of the
says
day.
that Maddie's Drone World says 20 bucks says that's a dude. I doubt it. I doubt it very, very much. But Amazon is back in the news, Herman.
Yeah, I
Again.
know. I'm hearing,
Yes.
I'm seeing it, I'm heard it. I checked it out. I've seen it. Amazon is still trying to get it done.
Yeah. After 1 month of
Eventually.
announcing that they would be doing deliveries in Lockford, California, some meta marketplace, Amazon revealed that College Station, Texas will be the next place they will be delivering items from Amazon. Now, I want to point out something. The gist of this main part of this story, not so much that Amazon is delivering, but Amazon is delivering to two different environments. Okay. They go on to say that the city of Lockford, California, has a population of 3,521 people, and they will be delivering to that town. Whereas in College Station, Texas, they have a city of 123,000 residents, and of course, it plays home to the Texas A&M University. They want to deliver stuff from Amazon, and they believe they can do it in under these different circumstances. One town obviously is a lot busier than the others, but you'll be at work tomorrow at 4 a.m. It's basically I'll contact you, Curtis, and we'll
Yep,
speak.
that was Curtis's video.
Huh?
He'll be at work at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds about right.
That
But
sounds about right, yeah.
hey, what's up, Stevie? Hope all
Then
is
you
well. But getting back to the story, in furtherance of a business, so he needs a 107, right? They're asking.
what to keep
The
track of
pimp,
your hoes?
yeah, the pimp tracking
Technically,
us.
yes, because if you're using the video for anything in the furtherance of a business, meaning that he's using it to to enhance his business flow.
Right.
It's
Hey,
not getting him
TJ.
any more clients, it's just enhancing his business.
Well, you can consider it an investment to the
Well,
business.
because
Yep.
the girls don't wear much, it's harder to GPS them. So it's easy if he just flies the drone over.
Yeah. It's hard for a pimp out here.
Yeah, when you're
Curtis
trying
said.
to get that money for the rent.
Listen, any means necessary, you know. Um, but getting back to the story with Amazon, they want to begin doing deliveries in small towns and places that, how would you say, aren't as easily accessed as like we have here in New York. You can get on a train or bus and basically go anywhere in the five boroughs. Well, other places you can't do that. So if
Well,
Amazon says sending a drone is better than sending a truck,
Amazon done lost their mind, and I'm going to explain to you
hey, drone
something
psych.
why I say this, because once again, these people who are in this area here in was that we said Lockford, California, when we did that story, keep in
Right.
mind that these people have to live within a certain, I can't remember what the square mile footage was from the specific Amazon hub. So when you start getting into that, it's only but so much that they can cover coming out of that specific hub.
Right. And
You
they can
know,
only carry
there's
but so much.
right, and that doesn't matter how much the population is. That becomes the nonsense that the insurance companies told doctors a long time ago. If you accept my insurance, you have access to all my people.
Right.
Any intelligent doctor would say, well, all your people are not going to come here.
True.
so
That's true. You're right
so
about that.
so when you
That's
start
very,
looking at
very
this
true.
whole Amazon thing, yeah, I mean, the more people in the population, yeah, the more people that you could probably reach. I just think that with the way Amazon,
Click that
well,
like
I
button,
wouldn't
guys.
I wouldn't say Amazon only because they're all trials. They're all trial basis. Nothing's in stone. They're all trials. Amazon, from what I've realized is that Amazon has a thing that they would like to be closer to cities. Because that's where they're making money, and I think
Right.
that they like that's if you remember
The
that
faster
whole
turnover.
that whole thing when that Lockford and all that. If you remember the whole talk with the Fort Worth, Texas,
Yeah.
and then it narrowed its way down to a little town, just a part of Fort Worth or wherever, out just outside of the major city.
Hey, Angie.
It's
It's
never
true.
gonna. It's
Rockford,
never gonna
Northeast
be.
is 2 hours east of San Francisco. Okay.
You're never gonna have anything in any major area. You understand? I don't know. Amazon is trying to make it sounds great. Like I said, they have more access to people. That is better for Amazon.
All right,
But as
Curtis.
far as
Have a good one, man.
anything being, a major city,
Yeah.
nah, they're playing games.
I'm interested to see. I mean, it
Playing
seems like
games.
they're really dabbling.
Well,
JDS, how are you, man? I think they're dabbling in it. I mean, they announced that they were going to do it. Now they have to follow through.
mhm.
Right, but as
Right.
far as it being a success, I don't see that.
I don't think so either. I
I
mean,
don't.
well, you know what? I can't say that it won't be a success.
Well,
I just
no
don't.
one can, honestly. No
I
one
just
will.
don't see it being what people think it will be. You know, it- I could. Or if watch this. If it is to be a company like Amazon, it would probably work better for them than say like we talked about I don't remember if you remember what was the name of that company? They had a thing where they were working with Buffalo Wild Wing to try to come up with a drone airline to distribute for Buffalo Wild Wing.
Yeah.
You know, for these type of things to happen, it can't be any kind of a personal business like a mom and pop business. That's not going to happen. The business has to be doing well and be able to afford an airline that's going to be able to do this. Like how much money are you making off of knickknack sales
Right. So you
that
said
you can have a
you're
drone
taking
airline
right.
doing this?
And this is my problem because you're taking a drone that costs anywhere from 6 to 10,000 to $15,000 to Herman's in Miami. If you're taking a 6 to 10,000, $15,000 drone to deliver a $5 item. Where's the
Yeah,
logic in that, Herman? Right?
I that's what I'm saying. I don't see
Where's the
it.
logic in that? I now if you're delivering life saving a heart, kidneys, blood, I could see the use of it, but because someone forgot to get toothpaste yesterday from the store,
Walk your ass down to the store and get
you're
some
gonna send a
toothpaste.
$15,000 drone to deliver it. Mr.
That's the
JRC
theory
says
of it.
Mr. JRC says you look younger. What are you drinking?
I got a light right over my head.
Uh, He's got a
That that's
spotlight there. I
that's the
need my McDonald's fries now. Could you imagine? Pizza sales are going to skyrocket. A slice of pizza is going to cost you $10. Here in
that's
New York,
exactly what I don't believe. That's exactly what I don't believe you will see being delivered by drone.
Right.
Once again, where do you buy your pizza at? If you're not getting it from Pizza Hut or Domino's, it's not coming by drone. Sal cannot afford a drone airline to deliver
right.
one or
And
two
I'm gonna
pies,
keep going.
six pies a day for him.
And I'm gonna keep going to Sal's too, where the pizza won't be attacked by birds. Oh, I forgot to tell you, last night I almost lost my Air 2S to a baby hawk. I'm in front, I'm hovering. You know that they live in the towers, right? This was about twilight because we wanted to catch the church with the lights coming on and with the lights on. So this hawk, I have video footage of him in the distance flying around and then coming up towards and taking a look at me and flying off screen. But I did not see that. What I saw was this big hulking thing when I looked up because I had it line of sight, this hulky thing flying towards my drone. I said, oh shit, that's a hawk. So I naturally do what you do as a drone pilot. As he was getting closer, I raised up, and just as I raised up, he like backed up like this and flew away. And then he flew into the tower. But I'm sure if I was only focusing on the screen at the picture and had not looked up at my drone to make sure it was still there, it would have took my drone down. I'm more than sure.
Oh, he moved when you moved, right?
He moved.
He probably would have flew right past it.
Well, from that angle I was on, he was at the same altitude.
Looked like it.
He could have been going around
from the
it
ground,
because I was hovering.
Like it.
Listen, check this out. I wasn't going to sit there and wait and see.
I mean, I listen to guys all the time, but
right.
For the amount of hawks that I've seen, they just do not attack drones.
This is true, but it was a baby. It was a young one. I don't know what the hell.
Which means that it
wasn't a baby hawk named Karen. Show says it was a baby hawk named Karen. No, bro. No, it wasn't a baby hawk named Karen, but believe it or not, hold on a second. Let's see.
Did you get my message?
I'll give you guys a quick look at it. Hold on. If I can find which footage it was before he went off screen. Open file location. I need to be able to see which one it was. Hold on. What's up, Night Train? Hope all is well. That's not it. I was on the front side of the church, on the side of the church. Nope, not before that. Not before that takeoff. I'm looking to see where that footage is that I had of it. Hold on a second. That's after takeoff. Oh, yes, this is it. This is the clip here. Hold on. Let me just share it real quick with you guys. I did not see this until I got home, until I looked at the footage today, Herman. Okay, this is unedited. This is raw footage. The bird is going to appear around here. The hawk. They live up here. And this I did not see while I was taking off, but hold on. Here he is right here, swooping around. He's coming from behind the church. Now, he swings this way, follow the mouse, and then comes over me. Now, right here, I stop because I'm trying to get a picture of this statue right here. But he came from the left side. I did not see any of this, him flying over me or anything like that. It's right here again. He swings in front of the church and then comes straight towards me and flies overhead. I did not see none of that. Did you guys, I don't know, even know if you guys could see that. You still there, Herman?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know if they got a chance to see it, screen sharing, but that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, you could see it. My point was, you see stuff, so much stuff after you get home and look at it. Angie, I wouldn't say birds are jerks. We're in their airspace.
I don't know about that one.
What do you mean?
Birds fly for a reason. They don't fly to fly.
Right. Well, after I rose up, like I said, I see this thing. My drone is here, and I see this shape moving towards, and I'm like, wow, that is a hawk. So once I went up, and he kind of like hesitated and flew away like that, he once landed, he went and landed in a tower. So maybe he was on his way home from coming from somewhere. Who knows?
I don't
But
think he cares about you.
I believe if I did not raise up, he would have snatched my drone out of the air. And I would be calling State Farm, asking them to cut me a check so I can get a new one today.
A hawk is a bird of prey.
Yes, it is.
You raising up would not have stopped him from wanting to come after your drone. That's why I'm trying to say this to you. And I'm trying to say this to you nicely. He was not coming after your drone.
Yeah, because if he wanted, he could have. That's true.
No, not necessarily. He would not have stopped because you did that. He would have just changed directions and came after it.
True.
I know guys like to believe that everything wants to take out their drone or wants to stop them from flying.
Hey,
But guys, we're just not as important as you think we are.
Well, Stevie on Capture Light Connection says, in my experience, birds usually get aggressive with drones when there's a nest nearby. Well, Stevie, right. Yes, you're 100% right. The fact that that was a young bird,
if they have youngings in the nest only, yeah. Because we've flown by High Bridge, and they live in the tower at High Bridge, and they do nothing.
That's true.
When you fly, they run away when you fly by them.
And you remember we were up at Croton Gorge Airfield, not the dam. Remember we were at the airfield, and that hawk was sitting in that tree for that long? You remember that?
Yeah, and he ran when we flew near him.
As we got closer to him with the drone, he did take off. And had he not moved, we would have never saw him in the tree. You're right about that. I have problems with flocks of pigeons than any raptors in my area. I noticed that
pigeons also scared too.
Pigeons do not respect the Mavic Pro. I don't know what it is about the Mavic Pro, but Wayne B, every time I fly my Mavic Pro where there's pigeons, they just like to circle it.
In my experience of flying, pigeons will look to see what they are. The birds will look to see, they'll look around, but as soon as you start moving that thing, they want no part of it.
They're out. Yeah.
They want no part of it. It doesn't fly like them. So they know it's not a bird.
Stevie. It was an Air 2S. He was asking, the bird was checking out if your drone was an Air 2 or Air 2S. He's funny. Yeah, it was an Air 2S though.
Now, if it was a mini, you might have had a problem.
He might have had a snack.
You might have had a problem.
Well, I was up there with
birds. Look at that, and they're like,
birds are like shrimp on the Barbie.
Look at the little guy over here.
Right, his shrimp on the Barbie.
Look at the little guy over here. He's got one eye.
Hey, welcome, Dynasty. Hope all is well. Yes, it does start at 5, not 6, but we're glad you're here anyway. We appreciate you coming in. Well, it was interesting because when I'm flying places like around Riverside Church, so there's a tower, it's always good, no pigeon jerky. It's always good to have your drone in line of sight anyway, because of the simple fact of you. Huh?
Would you eat that?
Jim's droning. A show says Jim's droning pigeon jerky.
Yeah, would you eat that? Pigeon jerky? If somebody made jerky out of pigeon, would you eat that?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I can't imagine eating dehydrated, diseased meat.
Yeah, diseased meat. Flying rats. Cody, what's good, man?
It's diseased meat. You ever see a pigeon real good? Look at them. A pigeon.
They're all sickly.
It's the only bird that I see like the color is smudged off his beak, like his face. They're sick. They're all sickly.
Yeah, you're right.
You know why they're sickly?
All the inbreeding.
No, people feed them the equivalency of candy and cookies when they feed them all that bread.
True. That's true. You're right about that. We see that here
Bread
in
to
New
a
York.
bird is
We see it
like
here in New
you
York a lot.
sitting there eating candy and cookies.
They actually passed a law, really, here in New York that says you cannot feed birds rice anymore because you have the bodegas and the local stores that come out and they take a bag of rice and they throw it out. And what happens? The bird eats till his body's full and then he drinks water and it expands and then you have a bunch of puffed out dead pigeons all over the place.
Well, I think more so the fact that those are not foods that they're supposed to be eating. Period.
That's true too. That is true too.
If you look at that, if you look at the algae that's in the water, we know that is a direct link to those geese that are shitting in the water.
True. Yes.
And why is it so bad? Because especially like over there on like, you know, Kent and Division, that area over there, you see how that is. The people come out there with tons of bread and throw in the water for the geese to eat.
Yeah.
And it's such crap for them. They fight each other for it.
Yep. Yep.
Why? Because it's like if you were to take candy and cookies and shit and spill it on the table and tell the kids to go at it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
You're right. Well, more luck to him. My drone did not get taken down, but you have a valid point. If that hawk was going after my drone, it wouldn't have stopped when I rose up. But
no, he wouldn't have stopped till you brought it back to you, because it would have been you he would have been afraid of.
Yeah, yeah. I must have startled him when I went up. But anyway, Skydio is in the news again. And I want to point out that Skydio, hold on. Skydio is doing big things. They claim that they've been allowed by the FAA and approved to do beyond visual line of sight inspections at over 40 power plants throughout the United States and around the world. No, throughout the United States, I'm sorry, because the FAA is only here in the United States. It says that there's a company called Dominion Energy. They secured a waiver from the FAA, which allows it to conduct the BVLOS flights, beyond visual line of sight, on drone missions. Now, remember, you always talk about shielded flights? Well, they talk about shielded flights in this. It says the waiver gives them permission to fly beyond visual line of sight inspection flights in 7 states. These states are Connecticut, Georgia, Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. What a shielded flight is, they have authorization to fly beyond visual line of sight, but there are limits. And these limits are that the drones barely go above 100 feet and are doing close observation and inspections of these mines and stuff like that. This waiver at Dominion was granted is a close proximity, low altitude waiver, a CPLA, authorizing.
Technically, most, if not all, drone flights are technically shielded operations.
Okay.
You're low altitude, you're below you see right behind you?
Yeah.
Unless the pilot has lost his mother-loving mind, he should not be in that canal.
You're right. You're right.
You understand why? Because you're shielded by the taller structures in that area.
Exactly. Hey, Johnny Drone Flyer. Exactly. And well, they go on to say that because these Skydio 2 drones, and we're talking we're not talking the regular Skydio that we're used to. I thought I had the damn video up. I don't know what the hell happened. I did have the video up. I must have shut the window down.
Yeah, but, a lot of things, like I said, we was talking about before, going from the IPP program.
Oh, thank you, Metro Drones, for the super chat. Highly appreciated.
Thank you.
Sorry, it was in another window.
You know, going from the IPP program into the Beyond program, as you know, where this is the phase where the FAA is right now, as far as the development and the integration of drones into the national airspace.
Right.
A lot of partnerships and stuff were formed under the IP program, and a lot of partnerships are still being forged to create some of these projects and to be able to get these things and be able to develop these type of operations.
Right.
Well, this thing here is not new. That Skydio is I've heard talk of this from before,
Yes.
especially now that Skydio's software for this particular drone has improved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's part of the reason why Skydio is able to get something like this. Uh with with the way that DJI's software is for the enterprise version, enterprise drones. If they wasn't such they didn't have such a bad eye in the United States, they would probably be able to get something like that too, because they can, because of their ability to do certain operations with those drones, like, you know, with the M30, and when they came
Yes.
with that and stuff like that, they came in with the new software. But going back to Skydio, Skydio has been on the move ever since everybody started calling it a one-trick pony.
Yep.
And I told you
Yep.
guys from day one, it wasn't a one-trick pony. You were just one-trick minded.
Right. Right. And
You know.
it's and we're talking the Skydio. What they've given beyond visual line of sight is not the actual Skydio 1 or the Skydio 2, but the Skydio X2.
Yeah, the X2.
Hold on a second. I did have the
Listen,
damn.
Skydio is very good at sharing the software, even with
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
other drones that they have, even the one that everyone else ran out and purchased, the little blue and black one.
Yes. I like the fact that the Skydio is proving everyone wrong, like you said. This was their intro video, and it goes on to show and inspire and how
Mm-hmm.
drones are dumb. If you do something stupid, this is what happens. Okay. Whereas the Skydio's claim to fame was every drone except their drone is dumb. Skydio's smart because it can see where it's going. This particular drone right here is like a
That
360
drone
cam.
is like 7 years older.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I know.
If that drone was out before the people had a job with Skydio.
I know. I know, man. But they destroyed that Inspire one doing that. I thought it was funny too. But I did know that their drones have full 360-degree obstacle avoidance. This is right here what I wanted to pause. 6 cameras that see
Mm-hmm.
enable it to see in a full 360 position around it. This is the full view. You can look up.
That's the way, but see, that's how NVIDIA intended for that sensor.
Look at the chip. This is what I wanted to show you. Look at the chip they're using. If you saw the picture, I paused it for a second, but that's the actual picture. They're using NVIDIA. As soon as you said
That's
it,
what I said to you. NVIDIA has designed this drone to move that way with that. They're the ones that's behind the way this drone has actually been able to move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's their science in that processor that is doing that.
Right. Well, the Skydio X2 is allowed to do exactly what this drone is doing right here.
Mm-hmm.
In a place where you needed to check these screws or turn on a thermal to see if something's leaking from this valve here, or maybe even here where it's rusted out, they are given permission to do this. And it does have other military uses.
Mm-hmm.
Would I send one of these drones in a building like this? Maybe, maybe not.
they also want these drones to work. You know, they also want them to be able to succeed. You know, listen,
Right.
I agree with it, but you know, the one thing that I will never leave my mind was the fact that when uh DJI was put on that list and the Department of Interior and everyone in the government started to stop using the DJI equipment, the first report on the blue UAS list was that we're using drones that are 3 times more costly and 4 times less effective.
Yeah. 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 Pretty much. Pretty much. But
So I
go
don't know.
ahead.
I just think that I like what Skydio does with this, with their obstacle
And they
avoidance,
are on the blue
and
list.
we're constantly trying to compare. People constantly try to do comparisons in the active track with DJI. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that DJI intended for their drones to move that way. I think that when you start putting more and more artificial intelligence into the drone,
Mm-hmm.
it stops being that cinematic tool that we want it to be, and
I
something that is
agree.
thinking for itself. You see, that's why Skydio can't make that claim to fame anymore. They're not even trying to.
No,
They're not
they
even
don't.
trying to. They're doing what
Right.
they can do. You understand? And
Yeah.
they're not even trying to make that claim to fame. So my thing is, why do you take a drone that is
Hey,
made
Copper
that
State.
claim and try to use it to emulate what your drones do?
Right. And when
Plus,
they came
you
out,
crashed a drone that was 7 years. It was out what 6, 7 years before your company existed.
yeah, that wasn't fair. That
That
was
didn't make
not.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
but
know,
you have to look at it this way. Skydio has never ever claimed to want to compete with DJI or anyone else when it came to
sure
the
they have.
obstacle avoidance. They said we have our own system
Sure they
and
have.
it works. Well,
Sure they have. They didn't run a Skydio drone into that garage door.
true. Yeah, they did. Yeah, that is messed up.
They ran a DJI drone into that garage door because why? Okay, watch this. If you want to be the big dog on the top of the hill, you're gonna fight the small guy. You're gonna fight the big guy.
True. 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 You take down the biggest guy and then the rest cower to you. You know, that does make
So,
sense.
so I get that, but at the same time, you cannot be. Your drones don't fly as well manually as DJI. So
Yeah.
Skydio flies best by itself.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And unless it's pre-programmed to do
It flies better by itself than what you want to sticks.
that's scary, right? With the AI, that's kind of scary there. You had to show me the Skydio X. I have to get one after flying the Skydio 2 Plus. That's right. Shin Dynasty owns the Skydio 2. He's always doing this stuff. But anyway, welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. I did not know if I was going to actually be able to do a live stream today because I should have replaced that wireless router that went out last week on me. But tomorrow morning, actually after the live stream, I'm ordering one immediately. So it can be here before you. I'm ordering it after the stream, so I'll have it before your stream Wednesday, man. Chin Dynasty, I proved that today. What about the pigeons? They're still talking pigeons in the chat.
The pigeons.
Showing these guys are still talking pigeons. What about the pigeons?
You don't want pigeons.
But anyway, there's another celebration I want to talk about.
Because you know what happens when you cut open the pigeon, right?
When you cut open a pigeon?
Yeah.
It oozes pigeon stuff.
You got to scrape the green cancer slime off the top before you can do anything with
it. The toxic sludge.
They find that cancer slime in a lot of animals.
Oh, stop. Jim's droning says he owns.
You know anybody who's a butcher in a big meat warehouse? Ask them about it.
No. I honestly would be scared. Click those likes, guys. But
Ask them about it.
we have another celebration, Herman.
Who?
A
What?
loft. We're
Oh
familiar
yeah.
with a loft.
They reached
Records.
another milestone. But you know why? You know what? Before you hear the story,
Uh-huh.
ah, boy, did your people mess up bad because a loft picked up, man, after they fell and bumped their head. And you remember when they made that ridiculous statement where they suggested that the FAA or whoever start charging drone pilots for flights?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
glad I'm glad no one uses them now. I told another pilot, the guy from Air Peak, stop using that. Use a loft.
Right. Right. It's the app to use, and Aloft is celebrating a milestone of 500,000 drone flight approvals through Lance. Now, if you're not familiar with Aloft, it is works in conjunction with Before You Fly.
Well,
They're
Before You
Lance
Fly was
operated.
bought by them.
Yes, correction. They were brought by them. And Aloft is an unmanned traffic management system. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's a low level end, but it is part of an unmanned traffic management system. But they've celebrated 500,000 plus approvals and applications. Now, there's a lot of stats here. It says the UTM technology specialist approves more than 500,000 drone flights since it was authorized by the FAA to do so for controlled airspace at or below 400 feet. Now, last month in particular, Aloft says compared to a year over year logistics, they're 58% higher than they were the year before. Airspace authorizations have gone up 102% year after year. And the infamous app Before You Fly, which is affiliated with Aloft, 20 million people have used that Before You Fly app. That's some
Before we
strong.
go any further, I'd like to answer a question in the chat.
Yeah. I didn't see the chat.
Man will put any shit in his mouth. You understand what I'm saying too? Because that's just how man is. But there are a lot of things that we put in our mouth that's not supposed to be there. So that's the answer to your pigeon question. Go ahead.
We could keep going, but I'm gonna stick with the story. Now there was a new feature, and I always use this feature a lot. Not a lot, but I've been using it lately. And they've added it to the Aloft app, and it's called Notify and Fly. And it says it enables pilots to anonymously share their flight intent and location to other pilots who are also seeing good growth from March to June increase of the Notify and Fly. I want to point out, if you request notification to fly through Lance and are denied by Before You Fly or the Aloft app, you can still use the Notify and Fly. Now, when you use the Notify and Fly function, it does come up with a disclaimer saying, because you're using the Notify and Fly feature, we are not authorizing or condoning flight if you were declined to fly in this area. This is just to let other pilots know you are in the area and there is a drone in the area and there's a drone flying for a set amount of time.
Well,
because a lot of people are saying that Notify and Fly says I could fly, so it must be legal to fly here. No, you still need to know what airspace you'd still need to know what airspace you're flying in, people.
Right, but you see, what I've noticed is that when you start getting in, when you start getting into the amount of flights approved, the authorization for airspace approvals, we can look at that one or two ways. We could look at that and say that guys are compliant and guys are doing the right thing, which I believe that most guys are doing the right thing. I believe they all do the right thing. No, it's not.
Oh no! What happened now?
Guys do Guys do the right thing for the most part. I believe that, and I believe like most of the guys that come here, they all do the right thing when it comes to flying. Many of these people, I'd like to know how many are repeat people. You know, of the people who are getting authorization
Yes.
to fly. But then there's a lot of space that is, believe it or not, G airspace. Well, you wouldn't even need it. So there's probably so much other flights happening.
But see,
as well.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's so many other flights happening that where the approval is not even necessary.
Well, see, I'm a firm believer, whether you're in Class G airspace or not, even though until an unmanned traffic management system acknowledges and sees everyone in the air, which we know probably won't happen in our lifetime, but I'm a firm believer, even if you're in Class G airspace, which requires that you do not have to request time to fly, notify and fly isn't saying, hey, look at me, I'm over here. What it's saying is, by you agreeing to use notify and fly, and I've used it before, you are agreeing to let anyone that's flying legally in the area, including airmen, know that there's a drone in that area. You're covering your behind. So if 2 miles away, a drone goes through a window, smashes, busts somebody upside the head, whatever, you could say, I used my notify and fly, and this is where I was. And also, notify and fly works for us FPV pilots as well, because it sets up a bubble around you. It sets up a bubble around you within a certain radius, and it asks you, do you want to fly? I think it gives you authorization to fly up to an hour. You cannot dictate the time like you can with the before you fly app and like a law. You can say, I want to fly for 15 minutes. I want to fly for 20 minutes. It will create a bubble there. So if you fly for 5 minutes, you apply for a notify and fly right here, just present spot where I'm at, for 1 hour from the time that I receive the notification that notify and fly has created that bubble. Whether you fly 5 minutes or that full hour, that bubble's going to be there. And I think it's useful. I mean, that's me personally. No. Are they still going on with the pigeon? But it's a good thing. Aloft, 500,000 plus before you fly has processed 20 million airspace requests all time. We're talking from day one to present day. That's a lot of freaking people requesting to fly their drones. Herman.
Well, that's what I was saying. Hey, are some of them the same people over and over?
This is true. But the numbers are good. The numbers are good. They're promising. That means
that people are complying. They're doing what they need to do the right thing.
And Aloft UTM Data Network has surpassed 1 million monthly airspace events in June, while seeing a 300% quarter-over-quarter revenue growth. I'm happy for them. It's working across the United States. We're not having problems with it. You know the great myth, you're not supposed to fly in New York City, but yet, yeah, we're not even going to get into that. But yet, because of Aloft and before you fly, people are flying safely, and when confronted, they can show proof that they have authorization to fly in these places.
You know, it's funny. I had this conversation with one of the guys from Sony.
Right.
Because he was telling me, he's like, you're not supposed to fly in New York. I was like, dude, I live here in New York, and we fly.
Yeah.
The police haven't hassled you or anything. I said, first off, the police don't govern airspace. And from my experience, when they're called, I can flash my credentials on them. They usually move on because they came for the guy who has no credentials.
Yes, that's true. Especially when they came up on us, me, you, Ray, and Matt. That
driver's license is right. They don't mess with you behind the wheel of the car.
All had our registrations out. Remember? You were still flying, and a cop looked at your lanyard while you were flying. You were like, here. And you just kept on flying, doing what you were doing while he was looking. And we all had, what's L and Herm and what's L and Herm? Oh, what's good? Cool, Bick. How are you, man? I was just talking about that time that Karen called the cops on us. She said there were 5 large men, and it was only 4 of us, and we were at the bottom of the Williamsburg Bridge, and the cops came and saw we were all registered, and was like, "Well, someone reported it, and we had to come check it out."
Gators on that list too, bro. Gator, snake, eel, pork. What else is on that list? Oh, a lot of things is on that list, bro.
Worms. Exactly. They come for reckless flyers. And I've come to find out also in New York, even if a cop I've never encountered a police officer, an aggressive police officer. And the one police officer that we did encounter, hey, Tony, the one police officer that we did encounter that was kind of a dick, even said, there's nothing in here that says that you guys can't do this, but I have to tell you can't fly here.
Where?
There was an incident that we had on Coney Island meetup. 5-Borough Drone meetup had a meetup at Coney Island, and the Parks Department came up. Ray was there. Cool Bick was there. There were a bunch of us. You don't remember that incident?
What it is that the terminology is wrong. The terminology is wrong. You can't take off from here.
Yes. And that's true. And they even tried to recite that. They even had their book.
We have to get T-shirts made up that says, I can fly from wherever I want. You just don't want me to take off from here.
Yeah, as a disclaimer, right? If you don't want me to take off from here, I will go somewhere else. But you cannot tell me I cannot fly over your head. Well, I mean, legally you can't, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you get the gist.
Everybody wants to be in charge. And you know who usually tells you can't fly here? The lowest guy on the totem pole.
Yeah, like that lady. Remember, she was sweeping the park. We were over at Hunters Point Park,
and
that lady, she told us, "Oh no, they will take your drone from you." Oh my God, don't.
What I told her.
Drone. You remember that?
What did I tell her when she said they'll take your drone away from you? I said, no, they'll take your drone from you, but they're not taking this drone.
Whenever you're ready.
Take my drone.
Yeah. She was like, she was animate. Now, she was a park sweeper, cleaning up the park. Oh, no, you cannot fly your drone here. The Parks Department will come. They will give you a summons. They will take your drone from you. And it was like they were paying her to say this shit. You remember, she was animate about it, Herman.
Yeah, that was too funny. It was a joke.
I mean, you would think that she was.
How did I go out of my cold dead hands? You'll take this drone.
You would think she was getting.
Taking
paid.
My drone would be the same as you trying to rob me. So now we're gonna get it on here until one of us ain't standing here.
Yeah,
not going down like
pretty
that.
Much. There is no taking.
Bring it.
No taking from a person.
That's why you don't leave home without your stickers.
Yep. You're right. You're 100% right, Herman. Everywhere we go, we carry stickers.
Yeah, make sure you carry your stickers when you're out there.
Men never know when you have to slap somebody with one.
Yeah, take maybe 1 or 2.
Or 2 or 3. Maybe put a sticker on kind of sideways, But we do carry our stickers. But anyway, I just want to know. I doubt very much that drone pilot listens to this live stream. I'm sure they better not show that footage of them flying over Yankee Stadium. And guys, the rule is in the United States with any sporting event.
No, not any sporting event.
2 hours before.
Not any sporting event.
No, sorry. That's true. But
they classify it. The ones that they can protect the television rights on are the only ones that they classified as far.
Right. Okay. You're right. You are right.
Nobody else has seen that but me.
It's true. Crypto, in an emergency, you can land anywhere. This is true. But for the guy, anyone who wants to fly a stadium or anything, if there's a game that day, 2 hours. The law says 2 hours before the game and 2 hours after the game, you're not allowed to fly the stadium.
I bet you there was no TFR in place for the
No, there
stadium.
wasn't. No,
Hold
there
on a
wasn't.
second. Hold on. For the night we played there, I
Yeah.
can guarantee you there was no TFR for that night.
Oh, I could bet money on it. I probably could have took
Do you
off
know why?
right in the stadium.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's just a high school game. There's
True.
no television rights to protect.
Right. So there's no, that may, but you know what? There's no television rights, but to get into that game, remember, I went live from there, right? And I had a GoPro. They wanted me to go put my GoPro in a locker. So the lockers were all full or whatever. And the guy told me, he says, I'm going to have somebody watch you. And if I see you pull out that GoPro and start recording the game, I'm going to kick you out of the stadium. Now, I was there with my daughter, and my daughter goes, would they really do that? I said, I doubt it very much, but I don't want to try it. I had my cell phone
the camera?
Yes, the GoPro. Now, what's weird is the guy that was watching me, they did have someone watch me randomly. He would walk by and make sure I was live on the internet. I was broadcasting on Sunday nights with those guys because it was a Sunday. It's okay to use my freaking phone and show the game and be live, but I couldn't use my fucking GoPro. What kind of bullshit is that? But anyway, I digress.
Because they're stupid.
Yes, that's good to know, Phantom Flight 101. Yes. Games do not have TFRs around them unless there are VIPs at the game. And even then, I would say so. But
no. Any major league sporting event, NFL, Major League Baseball, in a stadium will have a TFR. And they specify NCAA 1 sports. Which means they don't give a shit about the others.
Right.
They specify that with NCAA, which means that anybody else is fair game. Because and that only leads me to believe that it's only for television rights.
Yeah, it is.
Because those networks have an exclusive right to that game, to viewing and visual, broadcasting that game.
Understandable.
For the same reason why they don't want you getting, I remember when this was a big thing, guys would have HBO and then have people come over and charge people to watch the fight.
Yeah. Fight parties. You remember? You pay money to go to fight parties.
That's why a bar and those places have to pay more money to get the cable in there.
Yeah, Kelly Rowland's entourage attempted to confiscate video recording devices at a free concert she gave here a few years ago. I believe that.
Right, that's stupid because they let you in with your phone.
True. That's true. But Herman, it's that time, bro.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah. It is. Listen, I look forward to hooking up when you get back from Miami. Enjoy the rest of your time.
I'll be back in the morning, and then this is crazy. I got a long day tomorrow. I'm leaving here. I'm getting on a plane, and I've never had a doctor's appointment so far away before in my life.
Yeah, you're traveling from Florida to go to the doctor.
Brooklyn. Right. I got to get off the plane, jump in a cab, and go to the doctor.
Yeah.
That's why I can't stay any longer.
Well, listen, it's safe travels getting
Plus
back.
It's hot.
It's going to be hot, but we got a lot of videos and shit to get out this week.
Well, I would have had a video coming out tomorrow, but
yeah, I know. We don't even want to discuss that. You're turning red, Herman. You started to turn red. Calm down.
I just don't
calm down, bro.
I don't get the help that I
Herman, it's a shame when you get more support outside your home. It's a shame when you get. I'm going to say it.
Upload it.
Hold on, I need to get this out. It's a shame when you get more support outside of your home than at home. That's all I'm going to do.
I'll upload it when I get back. It's funny. I also been still in touch with Mr. Coley over at plastic cases. That's one of the videos I decided to do it, and I got it, and I got a few videos that's archived. They were like I said, they were supposed to start pushing Monday, but something
Still,
happened.
Akarat show's still messing with you. He says
That's on the
catfish.
list too.
He says catfish.
That's on the list too.
Listen, guys, we appreciate you all for supporting us. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out Herman Phantom Flight 101. I believe Maddie's Drone World is coming on later on tonight. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, so you can get back to what you're doing in Miami, and I can get back to what I'm doing.
We'll be back on Wednesday, I guess, with some new and interesting things to talk about, right?
Yes. I hope so.
Everything is good. So
all right, well,
I guess everyone out there, take care of yourselves, be safe, and fly safe, and don't do anything Lawrence wouldn't do.
Exactly. With that, we're gonna say Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by Those Guys. We appreciate you all. Metro One, thank you for the super chat, man. Please come through more, man. We miss you. Everybody, thank you for the support.
I see him on Ken, but I haven't seen him in a minute.
Right.
How you been?
I haven't seen him in a while. And Jim's droning goes, Maddie, who? Anyway, everyone have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And no matter how hard that person tries to piss you off, ignore them.
It depends. It depends. Sometimes it's okay to show them how much they piss you off.
And with that, a good night. I cut it right after the elbow thing. That's good.